How often have you gone out to eat and you could have made that expense a deduction? Let's talk about it. All right, so oftentimes we go out and we spend our money at the restaurant, and we're entrepreneurs, we own businesses, but we did not make that outing deduction by simply writing it off and making that lunch or dinner a business meeting. And let's dive deep into how you can make that possible.
So there's so many amazing ways for business owners to utilize the tax law in order to reduce their taxable liability. And guess what? Business meals are one of them.
Come on.
So in order for a meal to qualify as a business expense, there are certain stipulations or requirements that come along with it. But most of the time we're already adhering to it. We're just not utilizing the strategy in order to take advantage of the deduction.
Definitely got to take advantage of it. And what hurts us is simply not knowing,
Lack of knowledge.
and that messes you up every single time. So we want to drop that knowledge for you today.
There are two categories, actually three. So a meal can either be 100% deductible,
Come on.
50% deductible,
Mm.
or not deductible at all. In order for it to qualify for 100% deduction, it has to be at one, a company party, two, a business promoting a meal for the public,
Mm.
three, a meal that is critical for your business. If you're a food blogger, a food critic, something to that, or if you're selling food, right? Also, a meal that's provided to employees at work. You're working late on a project and you purchase meals for your employees, then that will qualify. Or if the meal being provided is taxable compensation to the employee. So either way, IRS wants to, Uncle Sam wants to get his, one way or the other.
Exactly.
In order for a meal to qualify for a 50% deduction, here's some of the requirements. One, it has to be a business meal with a client or a colleague. It has to be a meal while traveling on business. Or you could be treating a few employees, at least half of the employees of your business.
Yeah.
And then it will qualify for 100% deduction. Or it could be a meal at a conference, office snacks, and an in-house meeting or an in-office meeting. So those requirements will qualify you for the 50% deduction. It's important that you speak with your tax advisor, your accountant, to make sure that you're adhering to these standards, because sometimes, we get a little crazy.
You can't overdo it now.
It can't be extravagant. It can't be lavish. If you can provide proof, if you can provide documentation that you and your 49 closest friends are talking about business, then hey, go for it. But again, as an accountant, my advice to you is to, one, you want to make sure that that makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Financially, does this really make sense? You don't want to just spend money to get a deduction.
No.
But at the same time, we want to make sure that we're utilizing the tax strategies that are available to us, right?
Exactly.
So it's just important that if you're going to try to utilize these strategies, one, it's not extravagant, it's not lavish, and that you're taking into consideration your business budget.
Exactly.
Another thing that you want to consider is that documentation is key. Anything over $75, you want to make sure that you have a receipt. You can document who you were at the dinner with, what you discussed, right? Scan it, save it in a Google Drive somewhere, so that way you have it in case Uncle Sam comes knocking, right?
Yeah. If you found this video resourceful and helpful, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video. Peace.